house is finally quiet, so I'm going to quickly do a demo of what I've been working on. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting closer. So what I did a couple of weeks or months ago was the ability to create, let's see, where are you? Weight and volume. So these attributes. And we can, let's see, this one's volume. And save that. So don't worry about the null. The null just means that there's no default setting for that, but I can go back here and set that up. So if I go to unit of measures and I don't know where that would be. I've added a couple of unit of measures. This stuff is all kind of garbage, but I need to go back and delete that. But if I do, if I go into the attribute, I think I'll be able to see the, when I create the product attribute here. Sorry. So I guess I have to go right into the attributes, but I'm not going to do that right now because I want to import. So if I download this template, I will get all the product attributes that exist for the products that are here. And so we've got all these product codes, and then we've got all these attributes, which would just be the code for that attribute. So volume and weight were one of them. It's just temp requirements. So a lot of these, I think, are maybe vaccines, or not exactly sure. But we don't have to worry about that. We've got a couple down here that show us weight and volume. So I've got two products at least that have the weight and the volume associated with them. And if I go into, don't save, if I go into here, search 1130, I should be able to see the weight and volume here, yeah. What it doesn't show is the default unit of measure, and that is because I need to go into the UOM class here and set that up. So base unit of measure is going to be, let's say, kg, kilograms. Update that, and then the volume will be cubic meters, but you'll probably do something else, since they probably won't be that large. And I believe that will get us to a point where they should display in the unit of measure. So that part was done a while back. The part that was not done was setting up these. And my house is about to become not quiet again. So I created a custom data export with this document code. So anytime you upload a document with data export, it should be a SQL query. I have not done anything around preventing someone from entering, like, let's see, it doesn't show me because it's not text, but actually if I try to show, I forgot what the, what is it, text, let me pause real quick. All right, it should be text plain here, update that, and we can go back and look at that file again. That way I don't have to open this. So you can see the query that I wrote, and it's not It's not perfect by any means. It's basically just doing a select from the product summary table, which groups the product availability table by product and location, and then it will do a join with a variation of the product attribute table that tries to get one value per attribute. So this could potentially be changed to something, instead of doing max, you would do most recent or something like that. So I'll have to figure out how to actually write that. But what that does is it puts, and it's not showing up here for some reason, but if I go back to dashboard, what creating that document does is it just adds in the export here. So you can now run that query and export as JSON, as CSV, whatever. I can add other file types as well. But so if we run the JSON, we get back a big blob of data, which is not very readable. But if I do this, then I get myself a nice CSV, which is not opening for some reason. And the CSV includes the product weight, the product volume, quantity on hand, and then the total, which would just be the multiplication. So once I grab these and import them, import the volume and weight for all the products, all of these would show up too. And actually, I guess we wouldn't want to grab these. We would want to download the product export, and then just take that product code and then make it look like this. So you had a bunch of product codes and then weights and volumes here. I was just throwing this out. And then the unit of measure, you can add the kg, or whatever it is. I don't know what the standard unit of measure, but this would be related to the unit of measure, which I haven't been able to show yet. Because we don't have a search feature for unit of measure, and there's a lot of garbage here. But if I went and found, this is sorted by name, page. Let's go 270 to guess here. 230. It's annoying, I know. So there we go. We got this, we got this, got this, and this. So I can go back in here and actually put in kilograms, kg here, and then this would be kilograms. That way it looks a little bit better when it's sitting next to pounds, lbs, and that's good. This one you would probably want, try to do you could actually find I wonder if this would work, 3 cubed, and save it, and feet, ft3, and cubic feet. So if we go back to product here, it doesn't quite work, but we could, it's, that's doing something. Not what I wanted it to do, but anyway, you could enter in whatever value you want there. But the nice thing is those keys here, let me just get rid of these and go backwards. So the feed, the M3, that code is what you would use in product attribute. So me get rid of this again. So yeah, so M3, our volume is down here. So M3, M3. And so the unit of measure class has a base of kilograms, I think I chose, but there's no stopping you from using pounds here. Pounds, kg, and then uploading everything. Kg and all the different. And I'll actually show that with FT3 as well. Pounds. The thing that probably wouldn't work is putting something that doesn't exist, because it wouldn't know to create a new one. So pounds. So this one probably needs to be LBS. So now I can take this and go back to my import. And downloads product attribute. Upload that. Hopefully it works. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna say finish. Yep. And so now we should be able to go back and look at any one of those. I'll open up 1035 and actually I'll do 1130 again since I changed the units. So let me refresh that. Oh, it's still in that, I think, because we now have 2 product attributes for that, I think. So let me go back and look at this one here. Oh, there's no. So weight is in kg. Is that correct or no? No. So I think the problem here is, and I don't have the total weight. I need to still figure that out for this page. The problem here is that I've already imported it once, and I need to go back and figure out how to update the product attribute rather than creating a new one. Don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, so that should be fixed before I'm all said and done. But yeah, so that's about it. I think the biggest issue was the biggest issue for me to finish was just being able to get this in a way that wasn't a huge pain in the neck, and I essentially didn't want to add in these custom attributes to here just yet, to say these data exports, but I will try to figure out a way to do that through configuration. So if I was to say download this as a report, eventually I will try to get the calculations done in here. The problem with it is I don't have a way of defining what those calculations should be. So I can't actually add them. All I'd be able to do is add in the different attributes that you're looking for, which would be the weight and volume per product or per line, which I don't think is what you want. I think the total and the other thing are what we're looking for. But we can add in the custom attributes here by basically coming up with some kind of configuration property, config.groovy here that would say volume. So essentially what we would do is for every data export that we have in the system, anything that's going to export as CSV, these two would be included by default. That part is not ready yet, but it's something that I will probably work on before I actually release the code. So that's about it. Sorry for the length of this, but hopefully that explains where we're at, and hopefully I can get this finished up shortly.